Okay, let's just dive right into it with the intro. Now, so before anything starts, I'm gonna just kind of say this is a very abridged version of the game that I'm gonna be doing a playthrough for. So I'm gonna pretty much cut out like 90% of like the generic Heartless battles. So like most of the worlds are basically just most like of the Disney worlds are basically gonna be like the opening scene, and then the cutscenes, and then the boss battle, and that's it. Like very few Heartless battles. Like Traverse Town and Agrabah are pretty much the only exceptions, and like maybe like Castle Oblivion, like the last world, I guess. I don't know. And again, because this game's a decade, well, this remake is a decade old, I'm going to be very lenient. I'm gonna just say spoilers whenever. A whole bunch of flashbacks, except Deep Jungle not included. There's some stupid legal thing, so they can't use Deep Jungle. Because they were going to. In the GBA version, there was like a little graphic of the Jungle King Keyblade, like as a card. But, of course, they couldn't get him in. I kind of wonder what they would have done there. Like, would they made it about memory, like a lot of the other worlds? Who knows? And how are they going to have like 13 floors and have Deep Jungle? Maybe they would have taken out like Winnie the Pooh. 100-Acre Wood. Guys, you remember when this happened? I do. It's like reviewing its memories. Yeah, I think this game takes place like a week or so after the original, after Kingdom Hearts 1, or something like that, like a month. Like very, very soon after this game after the first game happened. Yeah, and I have like no nostalgia for Chain of Memories because I didn't even know the original game like existed until after I beat Kingdom Hearts 2. Then I'm like, oh wait, there was a game between? No wonder I was so confused at the start of Kingdom Hearts 2. And in the middle. And kind of near the end too. With stuff pertaining to this game, Yeah, and then I was surprised because I knew, back in 2008 when this was released, like, Final Mix, the two Final Mixes, we never got them at that point. And it's like, okay, you guys can have Chain of Memories. It's like, oh, cool. And, yeah, so my nostalgia for this is not as strong as the first game or Kingdom Hearts 2. And Pluto just vanishes and the letter is never brought up, so who knows? Who cares? Hey guys, remember when this happened? You could say that intro was a chain of memories. I'll stop now. Hello, Sora, you alright there? Having a nightmare? Apparently, like, humans don't actually do that thing where they, like, jolt up after they have a nightmare. Like, apparently that's only something that happens in fiction. Gee. I love how startled Sora gets. Then he's, like, angry, like, fucking asshole, sneaking up on me. That seems familiar. Black cloak, hood up, You must lose something that is dear to you. Okay, bye. And then somehow this like little pleasant green path leads to like Castle Oblivion, which is like in the realm of darkness. Gee, a blonde-haired doll in a white dress in a cage. Hey, it's Aqua's place. Huh. Yeah, I still don't think that's very structurally sound. Hey. Now, yeah, apparently, like, I kind of remember, like, watching, like, a little bit of a playthrough of the GBA version. I remember that, that little opening cutscene was actually, like, rendered in 3D on the Game Boy Advance, and it didn't look too bad, for a, a fully 3D, movie on a Game Boy Advance. It actually looked pretty decent, all things considered. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how that pleasant green path led here, because I'm pretty sure this is like the Realm of Darkness. Hello, anyone home? Hello, have you all heard of the good news of Jesus Christ? God, Jehovah's Witnesses can get you anywhere.
Hey, you think it's okay to
Well, it's a bit late for that.
The king? King Mickey's here?
Something just told me he'd be here, okay?
You know, the thing is, I don't think this ever gets, like, I don't think it's ever mentioned why they all get this weird feeling. Well, what the fuck? Oh god, Sora, what happened? His balls dropped, oh my god. Like, in the 1 week, he went all the way through puberty. I mean, obviously, the real reason is... Oh, hey, Jiminy! I forgot you existed, Jiminy. Yeah, Jiminy Cricket actually gets, like, a lot of dialogue in this game. I think he gets more dialogue in this one game than he does in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and, like, Recoded put together. But yeah, so, of course, you know, this game was released 6 years after Kingdom Hearts 1, so obviously, Haley Joel Osment's voice changed drastically. I'm glad they didn't, like, make him try to do, like, a young Sora voice instead.
Hey, fellers, shouldn't we shut the door behind us before we go? Sora!
Oh, no, it's okay. This guy's got it. Man, I wish I had magical door closing powers. Yep, that's a Heartless, alright. Oh yeah, another thing is that the lip syncing in this game is horrible. Because, like, the cutscenes are, like, pre-rendered. I'm not really sure how, like, all this kind of stuff works, but it's, like, pre-rendered, like, video files, so they don't get re-rendered for the English release, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were, for instance. Yeah, like, the video files for, you know, those two games got, like, reworked a little bit, so the mouth flaps worked better with the English dialogue.
You forgot every spell and every ability you ever knew.
And also, he took away all my keychains, so I'm stuck with the Kingdom Key.
To find is to lose, and to lose is to find. That is the way in Castle Oblivion.
Yeah, thanks, Aqua.
Castle Oblivion?
I love how he fronts his eyes. Huh?
Here you will
It's like this is the first time he's ever seen someone teleport.
and you will meet people you miss.
I miss? Riku! You mean Riku's here?
If what you want is to find him.
Rose petals. Yeah, I do love Marluxia, man. He's like he's like my second favorite organization member. Though honestly, he and Zabark like pretty much like switch positions like every day, like depending on my moods. Like, no, actually he's my favorite. No, actually he is.
What'd you do?
I merely sampled your memory.
I think he just like raped Sora's heart.
I made this.
Oh man, a super epic rare Traverse Town trading card.
Night with those
I heard they only printed like 4 of those.
What's this? A card?
Very astute,
It
Sora.
is a promise for the reunion you seek. Hold the card to open the door, and beyond it a new world.
Well, not really new, but
Proceed, Sora. To lose and claim anew. Or
God, like the game is fucking filled with this kind of bullshit. Have you forgotten that you forgot? Ugh. Makes me want to, makes me just want to brain myself against the desk.
Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, I do. I always forget Jiminy Cricket's even in this series sometimes. And he pops up like, oh, hello. I forgot you were here. Yep, so of course every world in this game is just a world from the first game except for Deep Jungle and End of the World, with the inclusion of one special, unique new world. Well, new at the time of this game's original release on the GBA. Yeah, because again, I like when I did not know this game even existed until after I beat Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm like, well, this explains a whole lot, doesn't it? Yeah, and of course, none of the like card worlds have any dialogue or voice dialogue, aside from like boss banter and like, you know, like when he swings his key, like yeah, 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 you know, or like when he summons like a friend or something. But they're like the cutscenes don't have dialogue. God, I gotta tie a bell around those two sometime, man. Always getting lost. Yeah, for some reason they turn the cards, but Jiminy Cricket doesn't. I guess he wasn't important enough. Yeah, all the cards, this card bullshit. That's why I don't really like this game very much. This dumb card bullshit, I hate it. Like, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. Oh yeah, while I spouse off tutorials, I'll talk about Marluxia's voice actor, who is Keith Ferguson. He's been in a couple of like all cartoon stuff. He's Lord Hader from Wonder Over Yonder. He was that Deputy Derlin from Gravity Falls. He was in that Mad TV show. I never actually watched that, but he has a whole lot of stuff in there. He was Blue from Foster's Home, and he was Bill Ken Seven from Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. I really gotta go through and watch that entire series. Also, he was a bunch of orcs in Dawn of War 2. Those are like all his major roles, I'd say. Yeah, he does a pretty good voice. He does pretty. I think, you know, his voice from Marluxia is pretty darn good. God, he's still talking about cards. So, like, is this Aqua's fault? Did she make the castle like this, or did like the organization do this? I'm not really sure. I don't really care. I'll just hate all of them for it. How about that? That sounds fair. Oh yeah, and another thing I should mention is I cheesed the hell out of this game. If you're looking for a playthrough that, you know, does interesting things with slights and has a like unique, like carefully structured deck, then you're probably gonna want to go watch another playthrough. Because after after Traverse Town and like during Agrabah, I just like fill my decks with magic cards, and I'm able to just completely just dominate the game with just those. Like every boss battle I beat in like less than a minute. Well, I don't know about the last boss battle. I haven't recorded that yet, the gameplay footage, so I'm not really sure how well that's gonna go. But yeah, up until Larxine's second fight, I beat like every boss in like less than a minute. Some I beat in like 20 seconds. Yeah, really overpowered. But I'll explain the process of how to effectively go about that once we get to Agrabah. Yeah, and I leave Traverse Town mostly like unedited. Just like I guess I should show a little bit more gameplay than just the boss battles, you know. Yeah, I don't know where they go when they go in those cards. I don't want to think about that. Oh yeah, your stupid little journal. They're not new. You know, I don't want to think about that. Translation? I have no fucking idea. Lucia's just like, maybe? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens in this castle that's kind of hand-waved away. It's like, it's the cards. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, like, story-wise, I really don't mind this game. Though, on the other hand, it kind of really, like, separates the... It kind of drive apart the whole Disney aspect away from things, you know? Like, it's the start of Organization 13, you know, which really takes over, like, it really, like, kind of pushes aside the Disney portions of the series and kind of replaces them with, you know, this Final Fantasy-esque kind of group of villains. well, more Final Fantasy than Disney, that's for damn sure, at least. You know, they got the dumb hair, they got the, you know, the summoning weapons, they got the magic powers. They're like weird humanoid abominations. Seems like more of something out of Final Fantasy. Yeah, and all the Heartless in this game are exactly the same as like the ones in the first game. Except even though this came after the final mix, they retained their original colors from the very first game, rather than the final mix. Not that you'll be seeing very much of that. I missed. Yeah, but like the battles just aren't very interesting, really. Like aside from the inclusion of the cards, it's all pretty much the same. Except there's it's a bit harder to do stuff like strike rate and stuff. Like if you want to do something like that, you'll have to do a slight, which gets explained in detail more later on. Yeah, and every world has those friend cards, which will, you know, allow you to summon like Donald, Goofy, or like whatever Disney character usually pals around with you in that world. Like, you know, Aladdin and Agrabah, and Jack and Halloween Town. And this is a little bit cool. You can kind of build your own like world, so to speak, like with like whatever kind of cards you have on hand. Yeah, and then there's like red cards, like usually affect like the Heartless in some way, or like make them weaker or stronger or slow down. Or it might give you like a roulette room, which will allow you to like go through a roulette wheel to pick your card after the battle's over. Like green cards will usually affect Sora, like making his attacks or his magic or items more powerful. And then blue cards is stuff like safe spots, Moogle shops, bounties, and then there's one that's it just gives you a random room. And then there's the Joker's Wild, which is it does whatever, it fills whatever requirement. Though for doors that have like multiple card requirements, it only fills out one of those, so you gotta be careful. Yeah, they're pretty rare. You can like go through the whole game only getting one or two, even if you fight every Heartless on the way. So yeah, I'm not really sure why. I guess I can kind of understand why they didn't do the voice acting for the like the card worlds, because I guess like getting all those voice actors back for like 2 minutes of dialogue probably wasn't like worth it, I guess. But and I won't be able to like cheese this quite as much with Riku's side of the story, because you can't edit the cards there, so that's one thing that's gonna suck. And don't worry, like this is like the most you're ever gonna see me fighting Heartless. There's a little bit in Agrabah, there's like a forced battle or two, and one in Halloween Town, but aside from that, generic Heartless are pretty much like never gonna be fought. I might do it like in Castle Oblivion if like there's not enough like time from like the cutscenes in the final boss battle, because like I like my videos to be like 15 minutes long at least, but that should be fine. I don't know, we'll see. Oh yeah, and I guess there's one thing I should mention, because like the game never really mentions it, is there's this thing called a Room of Rewards, which you can go into, but it's like another yellow card, like the 3 kind of key rooms that you go in each world, or most of the worlds at least. There you'll find like hidden special goodies. And to get the Key of Rewards card, you just gotta kill Heartless. It just drops at random, and you can only have one at a time. And I think it only starts to appear after the second batch of worlds, after you get like the second batch of cards. I think, I'm not 100% positive. Yeah, of course the beginning game's a bit awkward, because you really just gotta rely on the deck they give you, and it's a bit hard to get more cards. Like sometimes when you smash a barrel or a crate, it'll drop a card, but that's entirely random. So right now you're just kind of stuck with whatever they give you. And I don't know if it's just like was just like RNG, but I never got any Moogle shops until Agrabah. You know, not a single one got dropped until then. I don't know if that's RNG or if it's just, or if that's how it's supposed to like be, like if that's supposed to be the case. And I have to admit, the strategy I use for like the magic cards, it comes from speed runs. So I'm just gonna say it wasn't my idea. I didn't come up with it on my own. I'm a dirty little thief. That's all it is. For shame, etc., etc. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention the leveling up system. Of course, you can pick between health, card points, which determines how many cards you can have in your deck, and slights. Like at a set level, like a new slight will be available. But I never level that up. You're never gonna see any slights from me aside from like Fyraga and Blizzaga. Those are pretty much gonna be the only slights you'll ever see. Again, if you want to see someone like perform stuff like like fancy slights and like really cool, unique, well thought out decks, this is not the playthrough for you. You'll be best looking elsewhere for that. And the weird thing is, in this world, Sora seems to remember everybody, but in all the other Disney worlds, he doesn't seem to remember anything at all. Or he's like pretending not to? I don't really know. It's weird. Yeah, you scared me. Huh? There's Pluto. Yeah, I can't wait till Kingdom Hearts 3 was revealed that Pluto's actually the most important character. he just seems to travel about the multiverse like as he pleases. He's always appearing in important places and delivering letters. It's weird. He like vanishes and like reappears at random. Maybe he's like the reincarnation of the Master of Masters. Oh boy. Yeah, I kind of wonder if the organization can see Sora when he's in his little card worlds. I mean, I assume they can, but hey, Squall. Nice to see ya. Yeah, I know they call him Leon, but I like to call him Squall when I can remember to, at least. Yeah, see, like, for some reason, Sora remembers everything, but in all the other Disney worlds, he doesn't seem to. He's just like, hey, well, this place is kind of weird, where are we? It's like, what, you've been here before, what are you talking about? Like, you could chalk it up to, oh, he's forgetting everything, but it starts, like, as soon as the second floor, so I don't really buy it. And for some reason, like, the inhabitants of Traverse Town, like, kind of remember Sora, but they don't. You see there, like, he, like, remembers Sora and kind of feels familiar with him, but he doesn't quite remember him. But this never happens in any other world. It's very strange. I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's just this one thing. It just never gets, like, properly explained. It's just like, oh, yeah, it just happens in this one world. I don't know. See, look how upset Sora is. You can see it in his posture, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, maybe something's wrong with his chain of memories. I'm okay, I'm stopping. Hey, Yuffie. Glad to see you barely got dressed today. Oh, come on. What? Is she using a freaking belt as a shoulder strap? Or shoulder straps, I can kind of see the other one. God, I'll never, like... I'll never stop being perplexed by all the weird belt placements. Like, Squall has, like, let's see, he has, like, 9 belts on him. And, like, none of them are, or actually, no, he has 10. He has one in his proper place. I was about to say he has, like, 9 belts, but not one where you're supposed to have one. Are those belts on his gloves? I think he has belts on his gloves. Oh, jeez. It always bothers, the fact that he has belts on his arm bothers me less that he only has those belts on his one arm and the other one is bare. Oddly enough, that bothers me a lot more. Yeah, and of course now he'll talk about slights and like card values and stuff. Yeah, I thought he was gonna like attack me first, but no. Yeah, again, I really don't like this card business. I really have no idea what they were like thinking with this. Yeah, I swear, whenever you card break an enemy, they're always stunned a lot, like a lot less time than you are. Like, it seems like whenever you get card broken, you're wide open for like 5 seconds, but when they get card broken, it's like for half a second, and then they're back to fighting. It's total bullshit. I call bullshit. More tutorial shit. Yeah, but man, I still remember being really like surprised when this came out in the West, because I just assumed like every like remake or remastering of the Kingdom Hearts series was just gonna stay in Japan, because I'm like, it was Japan, they're freaking assholes. But yeah, it was pretty nice to see them actually release this one over here. Though it's kind of odd they released the second game in the series over here. It's a remake rather than, you know, the final mixes, but whatever. I like how his Gunblade actually has like a Keyblade like keychain on it. It's kind of weird though, but whatever. Oh yeah, also summons do make a return in this game. See, Simba. Yeah, Simba's like the only one I'm ever gonna show off. Yeah, and I do a bit of fast forwarding here because, nothing really too interesting to see. Though this is a pretty useful room. This sleeping room, it's damn good for first strikes. Yeah, I decided I wanted to level up my health like once, but then I'm like gonna focus more on my card points until I get to like 700. Yeah, of course I don't actually like fill out my deck enough for me to need that many card points, but because yeah, if you're gonna do the strategy that I'm gonna do and others have done, again, like I'm copying, you'll want to start it like as soon as you can. You're not gonna wait too many worlds in to start it. But again, I'll explain more in detail about that once we get there. Once we get to Agrabah in the next video, I'll explain it in more detail. If you look outside, you can see Maleficent and Riku. Yeah, Pluto's following us around for some reason. Yeah, again, I really don't know why they only do this with this one world. They'd never do anything like this again. It's kind of strange, and I don't like it. Hey, see, I remember that. Do you remember that? I do. Man, you sure are sappy there, Squall. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, the Disney worlds are, like, my least favorite part of this game. Like, I like the parts that take place inside, like, Castle Oblivion, like, proper, like, the white hallways and stuff. Those are the parts of the game I like more than the actual worlds themselves. Because, the like, all the card worlds, for the most part, are, like, just rehashes of the plot of the first game. Except maybe with, like memory thrown in instead of heart, basically. But aside from that, it's, like, mostly the same, just very abridged. Like, even more abridged than, like, the plot of the movies are abridged in the first game. And again, like, sometimes, like, the concept of heart will be replaced by the concept of memory. Like in Halloween Town, instead of building an artificial heart, the doctor builds a memory potion. And in Wonderland, instead of trying to steal the queen's heart, the Heartless are, like, stealing her memory, or I think it's implied she just, like, forgets stuff, like, on her own. It's not actually being stolen. Yeah, I decided to actually show you the map. I'm pretty sure that the layout of every world is exactly the same. It's just up to you to fill out what rooms to determine what rooms you make. Of course, it all depends on what cards you have. You can only build the rooms you have cards for. Oh yeah, one last thing I'll mention is keyblades in this game. Like, you don't get keyblades like you do in the other games. Basically, like, you'll get cards of those keyblades, and it's up to you to fill your deck with them. They just like don't replace the the kingdom key. But of course, like, one way to find them is sometimes you'll find them in the room of rewards. Especially in the Reach and Memories version, you get more keyblades from like 358, and I think like 1 or 2 from Kingdom Hearts 2. I think, I don't quite remember, but that's like exclusive to Reach and Memories. Obviously, because when the game was first released, those 2 games didn't exist yet. Obviously. There we go, and yeah, of course, in most worlds, it's always gonna be like 3 like key areas like this. The first 2 kind of tell the story, then the third one's the boss battle. That's how it is in most worlds, but sometimes it's changed around, or sometimes there's less key areas to go to. Hey, Sid. Big old softy. I just love how, like, he's just, like, so overly nice in the first game. He's just like, here, take all these free gummies. Why, you want to build your ship? Here, have 50 gummies. It's on me. Yeah, and I think like this world is the only one that acknowledges that Heartless are running around. Yeah, like I don't think any other of the card worlds ever like make any kind of reference to the Heartless appearing. Yeah, and then there's like stuff like this. Like, even though he like really remembers all the stuff in Traverse Town, he somehow forgets guard armor. Even though it was like the first. Well, actually no, that was Darkseid. It was the first boss Heartless he fought outside of Destiny Islands. How about that? And of course, boss battles are just like the regular battles. They have their own decks. Though the one thing with the bosses in the card worlds is well, you'll see in a minute, but they have this special card that'll appear, like a little Mickey card that when you play will give you an advantage. Usually it'll like stun the boss for a little bit or make them otherwise like unable to attack you for the most part. It just something that appears to that'll yeah, there it is. That just gives you an advantage. Yeah, I don't think it can be broken. Like, I don't think they can play a card after you play it to break it. I don't think that's possible. Or at the very least, I've never seen it happen. It's never happened to me, and I've never seen it happen in like a playthrough or anything. So, as far as I know, it's not possible. God damn, Goofy, you've been working out. You just bashed that thing up into the air. Yeah, and a lot of the boss battles later on will be over before like this card has a chance to appear. But you'll probably get to see more of them in action during Riku's playthrough, because again, it's a lot harder to cheese that playthrough because you can't edit your deck. You're stuck with whatever the game decides to give you for each world. So for there, the boss battles will last longer, and you'll probably get to see more of the Mickey cards come into play. But I do remember, like, I think Jafar and I think like Ursula and Oogie Boogie get their Mickey cards appearing, I think. For Sora's story. Like, I know there are a couple of Disney bosses that I just defeat so fast that they don't even get a chance to have their card appear. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, the magic in this game is so overpowered. So obviously I abuse the hell out of it. Oh yeah, and also each boss will give you a card. Which will, yeah, you can, yeah, like, I think like Marluxia talked about that. That gives you an effect whenever you play it, obviously. Yeah, he talked about that. I'm gonna, let's see, what is guard armors? Let's see, where is it? Here we go. Guard armor. Slightly extends the range of attack cards. Whether that's useful enough to actually use, it's up to you. Yeah, and of course, every enemy gets one too, but I'm not going to read all them off. The only one that I use is the red... What's it called? I can't find it. Red Nocturne. That's the only enemy card I actually use. Or that I've used so far. Yep. It's time to hit the old dusty trail. Yeah, and I'm gonna, after this video, I'm gonna be like going through several worlds in each video. Like a couple of the videos will be like 3 worlds in one video. Because they're just that short when you cut off all the Heartless battles. So yeah, this is gonna be very abridged. Like Sora's story will only take like 5 or 6 videos. And then Riku's will probably take even less, because all he has are pretty much just boss battles in each world. Yeah, and like Aerith is like really special. I don't know how she knows all this. Is it because like the original Aerith was an ancient? No, that's probably not even a thing in Kingdom Hearts. Thinking about it, because, you know, as far as I know, she's just a normal human in Kingdom Hearts, probably. So yeah, never mind. I don't know how she, like, why her memory self is so special, but whatever. Yeah, that's like a very big spoiler for what's going on. Well, like more of like a hint of like some of the plot stuff that happens later. Like how like memories will try to lead you astray. Huh? Oh no, she was never there to begin with. Oh no. Sora's gone crazy. Sora, did you take your medication? Oh jeez. And then the X-File music just blares through the speakers. Anyway, though, that's it for this part. Next time we'll be going through more of the Disney. We'll actually be going through Disney worlds. And first with Agrabah, and then I don't really remember the order after that, but... Yep, so... Again, this is a very abridged version of the game, so... You know, last warning with that. So I will see you next time.